Hello! Now, as always, we love to bring you the best when it concerns breakfast TV. Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Good morning. It's the 24th day of May in the year of the Lord 2023. And of course, midweek edition, we're here to bring you lots of stuff in an hour and 45 minutes.
Yes, so 1 hour, 45 minutes. Loads to learn, loads to be entertained by, and hopefully we'll blow you away with the amazing content we have in store.
So just chill, sit tight, relax, get ready. It's going to be a roller coaster ride.
Yeah. And guess what? It all starts now. Hopefully your day is going to be as gorgeous as ours is set up to be. My name is Titilayo.
Mike Mexicano is mine. The show is live on GOTV channel 16 and on the terrestrial band, it's terrestrial band, pardon me. It's the ultra high frequency channel 49.
So also amazingly, you can also watch us live as we stream on our website, tvcentertainment.tv, and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect.
The app is available iOS and of course also on Android. You can get us there.
Yeah. We can't wait for everything to get rolling. We know that.
I can't wait.
You can't.
I can't.
By the time the show starts now, you know how far.
Okay, that's not part of the waiting part.
We're going to be having a conversation very soon with Uncle Sele Foundation. Now, Uncle Sele Foundation is Foundation for Human Values, Empowerment and Sustenance. And he is going to be telling us more about this foundation and what fuels his passion when he joins us.
We also have Oyin Onarinde of Ewa Beauty here in the house today. We're going to be doing some DIYs. You know how we do it. She'll be showing us how to make homemade vitamin C serum. Okay, vitamin C is being used for brightening and all of that. So, whoa. When we're doing that today. Okay, we'll also have performances and all of that. It's going to be a wonderful Wednesday. Hello, Emma. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
What's
What's with the yesterday was black, today was black also. What's happening?
I've come to realize the black looks good on me, so why not? Black and red, you know.
Where's the red this time?
Compliment on my lip.
Oh, that lip. She actually planned that red lip from the very beginning.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Before they even started her makeup, she had already told her, we're doing red lip.
Yeah, but I actually visualize my look before the week.
How long ahead do you visualize your look?
Yeah.
The week before. Sometimes
So you plan for the
I
whole
take
week?
2 weeks. Sometimes I visualize my looks for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yes. So every look I'm going to have this week, I've visualized it. I've gotten it ready. So all I just need to do is pick it out and I'm
So
good.
how much do I have to pay for you to do this for me? Because
How long do you visualize yours?
maybe 12 minutes before I wear the clothes.
Are you serious?
It's a lie. It is not true.
No, but really though,
It's not
I
true.
actually admire how much effort you put into your looks
know.
because sometimes I just like whatever falls out of the wardrobe and lands on the floor by my feet, I just pick up and I just try and make it work.
How discombobulated I can be mentally, it doesn't. I would ensure it doesn't affect how I look, because if I don't look good, it affects my mind. It affects me mentally. So I try to make sure.
For me, looking good is extremely important. Especially for the kind of thing we're doing, and like you said, for confidence, it really does. If you're going to, if someone's teaching you about self-esteem, that's the first place you start. But for me, number one is comfort.
Oh,
Over
Is what?
comfort.
Mike just said it all.
Over looks. Looks are important. Like if I wasn't on TV, man, if you saw me on the street and all that, I'll probably be with a singlet and shorts. For me, it's comfort.
Singlets and shorts.
So
then, you
said
can
12
also wear-
minutes. For me, it's just before there are 2 shirts in it. Okay, which of these shirts should I wear? The last moment, just throw everything there. So for me, it's comfort. But you really do. With time, we are always, we're always reminded about how important looks are.
Yeah, looking good is good business.
Of course it is.
But you can always outsource this job. So once again, I'm asking you, how much should I pay you to start styling me?
We can talk
Madam
about
Kenneth,
that.
should talk,
Talking
Abi.
about styling, Mike, you know I styled Miss Fadikemi for the MVC.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yes,
Wow.
I did.
I see I didn't mention
How did
it
that
here.
go?
It went really well.
That's
but
why I
hey,
didn't
we
mention
have
it
to
here.
go to the weather.
Good morning. It's the news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Mexicano. And it's just a few days to the inauguration of the president-elect Bola Tinubu as the 16th president of Nigeria. Preparations are in top gear in Abuja and its environs as the United States President Joe Biden has sent a 9-member delegation to attend the event on the 29th of May. According to a statement on the White House website, U.S. Secretary of State. Statement on the White House website, U.S. Secretary of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, Marcia Fudge, will lead the delegation. Other members of the delegation are U.S. Embassy Charge d'Affaires in Abuja, David Green, Sydney Kamlaga Dove, Under Secretary of Commerce for International Trade, Marisa Lago, Commander, U.S. Africa Command, Michael Langley, Director, U.S. Trade and Development Agency, Eno Ebong, among others. And then, still ahead of the inauguration, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair has expressed his readiness to support the incoming administration of the President-elect Bola Tinubu. Mr. Blair reinstates his commitment when he visited the President-elect yesterday at the Defense House in Abuja. He said the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, which he founded, will be willing partner of the Tinubu administration, especially in prioritizing its goals and delivery. He said Blair Institute have a project in place in Nigeria and felt it was incumbent to meet Nigeria's incoming president to understand the administration's priorities. And then to local stories, Afrobeat star Seun Kuti has been released from police custody after meeting his bail conditions. His lawyer, Adeyinka Olumide Fushika, confirmed that he was released yesterday around 7:30 p.m. According to him, the singer was released to his family after meeting the conditions. They also confirmed that he will be at the magistrate court later today for proceedings, which was adjourned from yesterday. The purpose of that proceeding is to receive the Director of Public Prosecution's advice. Now, also earlier yesterday, the Chief Magistrate's Court sitting in Yaba area of Lagos failed to sit in the case against Seun Kuti. Now, former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, has been granted bail until 8th of June in 8 cases related to violence at the court complex in March this year. The former Prime Minister's wife, Bushra Bibi, was also granted protective bail until 31st of May in a corruption case by the National Accountability Bureau Court. Imran Khan will be appearing before another NAB court in the garrison town of Rawalpindi later today. The couple is accused of accepting the gift of a property to build a private university in exchange for providing benefits to a real estate tycoon. Mr. Khan has, however, denied the charge, saying he and his wife were not involved in any wrongdoing. We will take a recess. Stay with us. We'll be back with the show. Okay. So what happened Wednesday morning, and social media has been buzzing over a particular YouTuber, as it were, MDT. That's the username, or what's his name? I forget, but that's his username. That's the username that he operates with, and he had this interview where he was talking to the BBC, where he spoke about how Nigerians are using the dependent visa pathway to immigrate to the UK. It is not new. I mean, it's not like they don't know. They've been doing this. I think so. It's now trending on social media because a number of people are calling him a sellout in some ways and all of that. And he has had quite a bit of stick so far. They've come after him back and forth and all of that. But we know that so far, recently, the UK, they are considering, I don't know if it's the exact status at this moment, but I know that officially they have confirmed that they are working on cancelling dependent visa.
In 2024.
Exactly. They're working on cancelling it so much so that if you immigrate to the UK via the study route, then you will not be able to take dependents, a spouse, a mother, a father, a kid, or anything. And it brings the question that this interview or this will come up at this particular point in time. It's more or less like, I think that there is an agenda from the British, like they're trying to justify taking their action and trying to put it on all of this. It's not like they don't know. Yes, they know. And there was something, incidentally, I just now saw another interview from a Dr. Emeka on another station. He's been known, he's a contributor on that particular station. And he's been known to be proudly Nigerian. He has a British passport also. And then he spoke about how, as much as the guy was dropping numbers about how, oh, we are the most with dependent visas, we're the most immigrants with dependents in the UK. But he spoke about how important the value we give. The people that move there are basically high value people when it comes to high skilled people. He said his father moved there as a surgeon. You understand? And you hardly ever see anybody who's there and doesn't contribute to the economy.
So if you compare and contrast the two different interviews, the TMU guy probably didn't structure his words the way Nigerians would have preferred, which is to not make it seem like people are trying to run away into a country, like make it seem like they're trying to contribute, which is what the other gentleman said. But then the other gentleman also said that he was going to get skills that he could also bring back home to help improve on his country. He said that as well, meaning that there is a way, there's a tone where you hold your head high, that yes, I'm coming into a foreign land, but I'm not just coming here to take advantage of your services and your goodwill. I'm also coming here to contribute to your society and then eventually take something home that my people can benefit from. So those are the two different undertones. The comments on social media are along the line of, he's a sellout. Maybe he has jackpot, so why is he breaking the ladder that he climbed to get there?
That's exactly the truth, but he cannot break the ladder. He's too inconsequential in the scheme of things to actually do that. But I must say, like you said it was the way he said it, you shouldn't be the one that would want to. I mean, they know these things. I mean, when you look at Nigerians and also Indians, they're quite high, but even as much as their population is, 1/6 of the world, we still have much more dependents in the UK than them. And so the question is this: they know, but you should start out the difference between Dr. Emeka's interview. The interviewer said, immigrants coming from poor countries. Said, I prefer not to call them poor countries. I call them developing countries.
Yeah.
There's a way he's a regular contributor.
Exactly.
There's a way he spoke.
Exactly.
He didn't. There was just so much.
That was the difference in the interviews, Mike. If you noticed, the BBC interview with LD Tiamiyu seemed like a regular guy that was just approached and asked in this regard of what's going on in this new development. In this development, what do you think? And it's normal that he would respond in the way that he responded because he's not used to
the
TMU guy.
It's not normal.
He's an everyday
exactly. He's a regular guy.
Yeah, he's a blogger.
Mike, it's the way you're a TV person, so you understand how it works. Yeah. But for a regular person on the street who's just being asked, for example, what do you think about the refinery?
So I feel like...
You understand? So they're just going to respond with, the first thing that comes to their mind.
And they finally saw one
that would
just open his mouth. Yeah, I'm telling you, we are TV people. You don't just walk up to someone and give him a mic in his hand.
Yeah.
Have a pre-interview.
Yeah.
Think about you going to do a report or a package. You were going there. You probably called somebody. You asked for a number of people. You had people to work with, and they say, okay, who's the best person that can do this thing? And then you finally found this one that I'm not saying he's the reason.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not the reason.
Exactly.
But my point is that there has to be, look, no matter what it is, they say even if you're going to pick the cup for the table, don't just rush it like that. There should be some pride. And that is what Dr. Emeka did in the other interview. He showed that, look, the point is this, you don't have enough he spoke about the NHS.
Yeah, they don't have.
How about 12%? Nigerians contribute to about 12%. 27% are people that identify as non-British to the NHS. And look, as it stands, you alone are not able. If you could handle these things, you would just sit back and you would not accept. So for the fact is that we are contributing to that economy, no matter how you want to coin it.
So I feel like the average Nigerian needs to remove their mindset. The mindset of trying to run away or escape. Whereas if they had a mindset of contributing to other economies, other countries, they wouldn't have this mindset of, we won't run now, we no feel run. I think that mindset of having to escape or run is what leads to
Things like this.
Things like this.
Yes,
Because if, for instance, they understood that without, why do you think there's a visa lottery every other year? Why do you think they're letting people in? Because they need skilled labor. And they know that Nigerians are some of the most intelligent, highly skilled people all over the world. You think they'll be letting them in? They know.
This also is an opportunity for Nigerians to begin to think outside the box. I know they'll rather go to countries where our other family members, relations are in, but then there are other countries that are opening up their borders for, you know, migration. There's Switzerland, there's Finland, there's the Netherlands. So, I mean, yes, there's so many.
They all need skilled labor.
Yeah, they do.
I said that we need skilled labor too.
We have amazing resources here. Human resources.
But I just want to round up with this. I love the part where you were talking. It just made me realize that yes, if you look at it genetically, inherently, we are some of the most brilliant and intelligent people. We are thoroughbreds, and there's a reason it's there. I mean, the Nigerian doctor commots Pekin, operates the Pekin, put them back. They can't bond the Pekin. It's over.
At this point, we have to head to a break. We would love to hear your thoughts. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now, we all need people to step up and do great things once in a while. And every generation, we have people like Uncle Sele, who go around making things just a little bit easier, a little bit better, especially for our kids. Now, Uncle Sele is of the Uncle Sele Foundation. It's a foundation for human values, empowerment, and sustenance. Right now, he's here to talk about this foundation and what fuels his passion. And just a brief conversation with him has given me a little bit of insight into how amazing he is. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, for those that don't know Uncle Sele and want to make sure that they remember that name, Uncle Sele, what does the foundation do? Okay,
so we do, let's put it, two things.
Okay.
You know, we transfer values to children, and then we, you know, go to areas where, you know, we need to address something called learning poverty. Okay. Now, what this means is where you have children at the from age of 1 to 10 that can read. So we go there, train their teachers, you know, give them desks and chairs, you know, build schools. You know, so we do things like that, or we go to orphanages sometimes. We've been to the correctional center. You know, we talk to them about values and make them understand that, look, when you live here, you can make sound decisions based on values. You know, make them aware. So what we're basically doing is pushing, you know, the value story, push values and say, look, you can make sound decisions, basically.
I have to sort of help differentiate what you do from what every other foundation who maybe goes to orphanages and you know, helps out in schools does. Okay. And I think it's because of the theme of what you're trying to do. Okay. You mentioned earlier when we were having a conversation a bit about the misunderstanding of, you know, the need for elections and how children don't understand the reason why we have to elect good leaders. So talk to us like.
Okay, so I noticed that after the elections, you know, there was a whole lot of hate. So I said to myself, okay, so we have this conference we have for children every Children's Day, you know, which is an opportunity we saw to, you know, transfer values to children also. So this is the second edition we're having, and we have a theme called Inspiring Children to Become Agents of Peace and Harmony. Okay. You know, so what we're doing is pushing, you know, the value of peace, love, respect for one another, so that we don't have a generation where, you know, people hate themselves. And you're wondering, where did this start? Not knowing that we transferred it over to them. So what we're doing is, you know, build the mindsets, you know, that, look, you don't need to hate any other person because, you know, it's from another tribe or something. Love them. You don't know, you might need this person in the future. So that's what we're doing in this conference, yeah.
It feels like a very difficult thing to instill with a generation where if a child comes up to a parent and says, oh, Bimbo beats me, and the parent says, did you beat Bimbo back? Now, I'm saying it starts from that, from the very beginning, starts from right down from the parents.
From the parents, yeah.
So you've also mentioned that you were training teachers.
Oh, yeah.
And adults as well. So let's talk a little bit about that. How's that been going?
Oh, very well. Very well. We also train parents. We have different, we talk to them about the values transfer that must happen from the home. Then we also talk to teachers. Now, while we provide materials, books, and make them understand that, look, the people you're training will become, they're our future. So you need to train them right. Do you understand? Because, it's not just having them in school. We're also very concerned about what you're transferring to them. And we also make them understand that as a person, they're seeing you and they will copy you. So whatever you're doing, you need to also know what you're doing, because when a child sees you stealing, for example, telling lies, the child feels it's okay. So it means that you say, oh, my teacher said this, so it means I can do this. You understand? So we try to also train teachers, then also talk to parents and tell them that, look, we have people coming under you. They will learn from you. I call them the best copycats ever. They will see you, copy you, and become like you. So we need to be great models and mentors.
You mentioned earlier materials. I think I have something here. You have materials that you use. Now, these are some cards here. I think it's like a card game kind of thing. And you have different values on these cards. These are called Conquer cards.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read through a few of them. You have here self-control, you have kindness, you have patience, you have peer pressure, you have responsibility, and things like that. I see them as flashcards, and this is what we had as flashcards when we were younger. I don't know if they still call them that now.
But we still call them flashcards, yeah.
But now, instilling these kinds of values, has it been an easy task? Because even explaining them to adults can be challenging. I'm wondering how...
It's not been easy, but what we do, let me help you.
Okay.
Let me see. So we have value cards and we have, the vices.
Okay, vices.
So what we do is we'll place, or I can give you and ask you this: what value would you have that conquers this?
Okay.
So I can say, malice.
Okay.
What value should you have that will conquer malice?
Okay.
So if you're not aware, what it means that child can actually have malice and not know what to do.
Okay.
So the parent or the teacher or myself as a values educator, what I would do is begin to teach the child the values so that I can conquer, the vice.
So obviously, if I hold it up still here there is actually a little bit of an explanation at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Which helps, definitely. But then again, there are also language barriers, because this is in English.
Yes.
I'm wondering, what areas of Lagos have you been working in?
Okay, so we've been to Makoko.
Yeah.
So we're going to the island on Thursday. We've been to Festac, Satellite Town, of course the correctional centers in Yaba, Ikeja. So we're going around. Apparently, I'm actually with the World Values Day. Okay. So what we do is we have this World Values Day every year. Okay. So I'm part of them, internationally. So what we're doing is, this year the theme is values bring us together. So what we'll be doing is pushing values around the country. You understand? So yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Now I have to say a big thank you, not just for coming on the show today, but for everything you do, and Godspeed. More grease to your elbows.
Thank you so much.
All right. Once again, the Uncle Sele Foundation is what you need to look out for, and they'll probably be in a community doing great work very, very soon. Now, Children's Day is around the corner, so there's a lot to look out for with them as well for that day. But thank you once again.
You're welcome.
For joining us.
Thank you.
The show continues. We have quite a bit happening in our kitchen. Over to you guys.
All right, it's May, but she came a month later. I would have loved it to be April. We have April's artistry in the house, and it's great to have you, Chef April. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so, wow, she has a platter, something very, very nice set up in front of us today. What are we doing today?
So today we're making basic small chops, samosa, spring roll, peppered chicken.
Stop. What I say is not basic. Don't use that word. I have seen basic small chops, and with the setup I'm seeing here, what is going to come out is not going to be basic. This is going to be premium small chops. Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients. What do we have here?
Okay, so we have shredded and grated carrots. We have minced meat. We have spring onions, green peas, and green bell pepper, cabbage, pepper, sugar, flour, and then we have our spices and seasoning. We have nutmeg, yeast, salt, and chicken bouillon.
Why is one of the cow? Why is one cow shredded and the other one grated? What are you trying to achieve?
So we're making vegetable spring roll and beef samosa. For the vegetable spring roll, you need grated vegetables. That's why we have our carrots grated here and our cabbage sliced in the same shape as the carrots.
Okay. And then what do we have over there?
Here we have our chicken. We're just trying to defrost. Marinated it overnight, and so just for the
What did you marinate with? How did you do it? How did you do it?
Marinate simply by adding your seasoning, your
Okay.
chicken bouillon, curry, thyme, salt, and you just leave it to sit in your freezer overnight or for 24 hours just to allow the seasoning infuse into the protein.
All right, now just before we get started, let's talk about April's artistry. What is April's artistry about?
So April's artistry is a luxury cake and pastry bar located here in Lagos State, Nigeria. It was born out of the passion to create affordable but exquisite cakes for people. And then when the demand for finger foods came up, we had to respond to that demand by creating affordable and amazingly tasty finger foods.
It has to taste nice. How long has April's artistry been?
April's artistry has been in existence since 2019.
2019. And has it always been a passion for you to cook? You've always wanted to cook. Because you know, by the way, you guys are on the global map now. You're important, by the way. For me, you've always been important, but maybe people are getting to know more of you, and you know why. But, you know, have you always wanted to cook? Has that always been your passion?
So I've always loved to cook, right from like when I was young. I'll be interested in plating. Even when I was younger and I couldn't cook, I wasn't allowed into the kitchen yet. When a meal is served, I would like it in a certain type of way. I wouldn't want it just served anyhow. So eventually when I got into university and I had like the freedom to express myself in the kitchen, I was always cooking. And I was known as the mommy of the hostel because I was always trying out new recipes. And eventually I created a business out of it. I initially wanted to be just a culinary chef, but over time I got interested in the infusion of different ingredients of different texture to create a sweet treat, and I ended up making cakes as well.
Whew, I need to be in that hostel. So what are we starting with?
So the first thing we're going to make is puff puff because it takes the longest time to rise.
Okay.
So here I have my ingredients all measured out. I have about...
You measured out the water. The water. Like
Oh
there's
yes,
a scale.
measurement is important.
Okay, why is it important to measure even the water?
It's important because like making a meal out of a recipe is just like science. When you miss a step, you would end up with something
I
different.
like this. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so here I have approximately 300 grams of flour, 100 grams of sugar. I've got my yeast, nutmeg, salt, and warm water. Warm water is important to activate the yeast. And I'm just going to be adding it into my bowl. Next, I'm going to be adding in my sugar. The warm water would help the sugar dissolve faster.
Faster, okay.
After which, I'm just going to add a pinch of salt. And I'm going to be adding about half a teaspoon of nutmeg.
Okay.
Nutmeg is the soul of every puff puff, and if you miss it, you might end up with something very, very
something
bland.
different.
Yeah. So I'm just going to get my rubber spatula here and mix it just till the sugar is a bit dissolved.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm going to add in my flour. The yeast is the last I'm going to add, and that's because the water is still very warm. If you add in the yeast, you might end up killing the yeast. Remember that yeasts are living organisms and we're taking advantage of their rapid rate of respiration to enable
This is science student.
to enable our puff puff.
I like
rise.
this. I like this. By the way, I love when people, you know, she said cooking is like science, and I like that. And then she has been talking about giving us some scientific terms. So yeah, pay attention to this one, yeah? You say yeast is living.
Yes, they are
So
living
this thing like this is alive now.
Yes, they are living organisms.
Okay, interesting. I know it's for a mixed of rice.
Yes.
Basically.
So what-
is that the word I use?
What? That's the basic.
That's the basic use,
basic
yeah?
use.
For yeast.
So
Okay.
what happens is heat serves as a catalyst. So catalysts are just elements that speeds up the rate of reaction.
In school.
I studied human physiology.
Human physiology. I mean, you talk about catalyst here, you talk about enzymes or what.
Well, I was a science student, so you wouldn't blame me. So
But science students means different things. These days, so. When you say science
No,
students,
no, the
they
real
are
science
mixers,
students.
and you are mixing also. How long do you mix this for?
well, not for long. You just want to get a smooth paste. And once you get a smooth paste, you're good to add in your yeast. So I'm going to be adding in 1 tablespoon
Okay.
of yeast.
Okay.
Give it a quick mix and leave it to rise for about 30 to 45 minutes. That's going to give it, yes.
Okay, interesting.
That's going to give it enough time to rise.
To rise.
But if you want to speed up the
Process.
like I said, heat is a catalyst. Just put it in a warm place and then it would speed up the rising time
Are
by
there
half.
any cons of speeding up the process? Because I know that if it's not natural, if it's a bit, if you make it faster, sometimes there can be drawbacks.
With yeast, not really. You might just end up with, like, if you increase the rate of respiration, you might end up with something flat. The flavors might not infuse properly the way they're supposed to, and you might have a certain undertone kind of taste. Remember, yeast is what is used in the fermentation process of making alcohol. So you might end up with fermentation
This
process.
is chemistry class. We're not cooking again. Thank you, Chef. We're still here. We're still getting this. We'll get back to see how far we've gone in the kitchen. Stay with us. We'll take a time out now. Top of the hour. Coming right up.
And we're back for the second hour of the show. This
Yep.
is Wake Up Naija.
It is. No other show. It's Wake Up. I mean, some people might need to be reminded. Even when they see the logo, they still be asking, is it Wake Up?
Yeah, it's Wake Up.
It's not Wake Down. But hey, come on. There's just so much, so just chill, sit back, relax. And of course, has taken over my spot in the kitchen with Chef April, who came in May. How you doing, Chef April? How you doing? Oh, there's stuff going on there.
Please be reminded, I do not replace people, okay?
Auntie, you are not the focus now. It's Chef April we're focusing on. Chef April,
Chef April is frying up the vegetables, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and so what's in there? What's in the pan quickly?
So here I just have my spring onions, bell pepper, and green peas.
Okay.
I'm trying to stir fry the filling for the samosa first,
Okay.
and then move to spring roll.
All right, we're still coming back to the kitchen, because there's still so much to be done here, right? So please stay tuned.
Okay, you can watch the
can't
show
wait.
live. Yeah. It's live on GOTV, and of course, it's channel 49 on the ultra high frequency.
Please stream the show live if you need to move around. tvcentertainment.tv, that's our website, and of course Facebook at TVC Connect.
And then, of course, also on the app, which is available on Apple and, of course, Google Play Store.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into what we have left on the show this morning. We have Oyi Onarinde of Ewa Beauty. She'll be here for DIY to show us how to make homemade vitamin C serum.
Interesting stuff.
Titia, you ever done homemade vitamin C?
No, but I consume a lot of vitamin C. You know, I consume it. I don't know.
How about vitamin
putting
D?
it on my. That's from the sun, right?
Only the sun?
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't know. Mike's gonna give me a lesson later on, but we'll find out more during our DIY. Of course, we'll be having quite a lot more coming your way. We always look forward to having performances and so many other great things on the show. Kitchen is also coming alive. But this particular performer, Tolu Kandi, is going to be here joining us for a musical performance. All right.
You know, your vitamins. Yeah, so I went to this place and I was trying to do, I was making inquiries about facials, and then it told me about vitamin C and how it is used to restore lush or as it were. And it's,
Luster
yeah,
to the skin.
to the skin. So people even go as far as injecting themselves with vitamin C. And that's quite expensive, eh?
It is.
Wow.
Wow. You
When
do that?
when your
You do
parents
that?
used to make you take vitamin C when you were a child, what do you think it was all about?
But you do that? Have you injected vitamin C before?
No, I've not.
I've never.
But I used to use it. I used to, but I don't anymore.
Why? Why'd you stop?
I don't know. I guess it just trust me, Mike, the female skincare routine is complicated.
It is. I agree.
And there are loads of trends.
Yeah.
I agree.
And trends come, trends go.
Exactly.
There was a time, so there's also a trend of collagen now. There's this collagen peptide teas and coffees and all that. Because collagen, probiotics.
Yeah.
Because that's what basically renews the skin.
skin.
But then
What's the
vitamin C
place
is in
of-
our food. So
What's the
Yeah,
place
but-
of vitamin D?
But
Okay, if you want vitamin D, go under the sun. When yes.
Oh, okay. There are different types of vitamin D. For me, vitamin B is more important. For me, it's
Wow.
long life.
I don't know.
So there are a lot of vitamins that we can get from our vegetables, from our fruits,
Yeah.
and a lot of us, underestimate it. We don't pay so much attention to
yeah.
our veggies and our, fruits. That we can get a lot of vitamins from. I know someone whose skin, her skin is so beautiful because she takes a lot of fruits. Like, it is a part of her diet.
Yeah.
It's a part. I'm not even joking, Mike. Yeah. It's a part of her diet. She doesn't even use body cream.
Yeah.
She just focuses on her fruits, and she gets all the vitamins that she needs from them.
So once you have like a portion of fruits a day, a proper portion, we're not saying those small, tiny moi plates that people take. Proper portion of fruits
Moi
a day.
plates.
Yes,
Yeah,
moi
oh,
plates. Moi plates. You know what I'm talking about. But if you have proper fruits, it's going to refresh your skin every day. That's why they say having at least a portion of veggies every day is really important.
Dan, man, talking about fruits, man, it's been quite a very long while. I think the last fruit I took was an apple. But then the problem with
to
spoken
work on
about
that.
apple is how, because it's imported and all of that, the debt that comes with it and all of that, due to packaging and the processing and all of that, it might not be the most healthy we can have. So someone spoke about how it's nice to actually take the fruit, if you can eat it off the plant.
Oh, okay.
So that there is more, he was talking
more
some
organic,
stuff, it's more organic, and he said it's more, in quote, life-giving, so if you pluck it and then immediately you take it in, so if it's an orange or a tangerine or a banana or something that, that it feels like it's still connected to its life source, or you just took it off the connection, so when you take it in, it does more than when it stays longer. And maybe I'm inclined
If
to
you're a fruit salad
agree to that.
supplier, please, Mike needs a daily supplier.
Fruit salad.
I'll pay for the first 1 week. I'm serious.
Actually, let's not get over
No, I'm
ourselves
being
first.
serious. You see, the last fruit you had
Calm
is
down.
apple.
Calm down. Tell us,
Apple.
hey, you're
1 week
not as important
of
as
so
sitting
that
now.
your skin will start to
All
fresh.
right, while they're
Don't worry.
budgeting on their fruit routine.
Okay, I'm back here in the kitchen, and Chef April, you are doing so well. So let's talk about this. What do we have inside here? What have we done so far with this?
Okay, so this is the beef samosa filling. So here's just beef, basic vegetable, but the main ingredient here is beef because you want to chew into that meaty texture when you bite into your samosa. So that's what we have here, and it's almost ready.
Okay, so what are we doing? We're stir frying? Is that what
Yeah, stir frying, just to ensure that there's no more fluid, because when there's fluid in it, when you have your wrap, you could cut through your wrap and you wouldn't like the texture. So you want it to be crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside.
Man, okay, so what do we have here? We have some sort of paste here.
Yes, this is the paste we're using to make the samosa wrap.
Okay.
The samosa, the spring roll wrap, it has to be encased in some type of wrap. So this is just the paste, and this is just a mix of flour, sugar, and butter.
Okay.
Yeah, so in 4:2:1. So you have
You have gone
the
to
most...
geometry now. From chemistry to geometry. 4:2:1.
Okay, so the most ingredient here is the flour, because that's the base. And then we have the sugar and salt. And I have just mixed it and left it to rest so the gluten will be activated. The gluten is the element that helps your flour stretch. So I've just left it to rest for like 5 minutes, and then we'll be good to go.
I've seen stuff they say gluten-free. Does that mean that gluten has some sort of, is
Okay,
there-
so study shows that gluten has some pose some health risks, especially when it comes to starchy food and obesity.
Okay.
Do you understand? So most flours that are gluten-free are wheat flours, oatmeal flours that has basically low carb measurements.
Okay, I
yes.
understand. I understand. So it's not inherently bad, but then for people who
It's
are
not
trying to
inherently
watch their
bad,
weight
yes, but
and all of that.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Okay. So
we
while
have
this
our
is going on,
filling
we're
is
getting
ready.
this also going on. There's quite a whole lot. When it comes to small chops, you're putting about 4 or 5 different elements that make up small chops.
Yes.
So it can be quite. That's why I don't like. That's why you can't call it basic. It's premium. It's premium. And then we also had pepper inside now. What's
Yes,
that
you
pepper?
want a little bit of spice.
Just a
So
little.
there's pepper, yes.
What of some of us that want a bit more?
Well, the chicken come peppered. Yeah, so it covers for...
Okay, you know that
That's spice.
It's pepper in the puff puff.
Some people actually do peppered puff puff.
Yes, now we do. You put pepper inside the puff puff.
There's actually general preference and basic preference, so it's dependent on what.
So what would you prefer? Do you put pepper in your puff puff?
Actually, no, I don't. I don't like the mixture of sugar and pepper. I find it very odd. Some people do, but I don't.
It makes sense, so especially when it's hot. Hot puff puff. You tell that there's still small oil around, but hey, come on. Yeah, we have this. This is our beef. It's getting ready. There's quite a whole lot. We still have our shredded carrots here. Quite a whole lot ceremony here. There's just a bit more to let you know and to let you see. We will do that, but we'll take a recess now. Stay with us. The show is on.
We are back. Thanks for staying with us. We often think that having or going into a relationship is all about meeting someone and just building intimacy. Well, today we are going to look at life skills that are essential for the success of a relationship, and doing justice to that is certified family life practitioner and child mental wellness coach, Nene Ben Ekichuku. Good morning.
Good morning to you, and how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, and I'm happy to see you.
Same here, same here. Let's get right to it. Whoever thought that you need life skills in a relationship?
Right.
But here you are telling us that it is essential, it is critical, it is important, maybe even the bane of one's relationship, right?
Absolutely.
So let's talk about its importance and then just, break it down to what these life skills that you're, recommending.
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Most times when you go into any kind of relationship, there are things that nobody, even in school, prepares you for. There are experiences that you are really not qualified or not even going to have any idea that you would encounter.
Yeah.
For instance, people tend to think being alone is the same thing as being lonely. So valuing your me time is something that, you should actually work towards, but you will not be able to achieve that if you don't know that there are times that you need that time for yourself.
Space.
Exactly. And of course, one other thing people don't really, life generally or school or whatever it is doesn't prepare you for is the fact that sometimes something as little as what I would call breast pocket money, having that little money or that savings sometimes can save you a whole lot of stress. Most people go through stress. One of the major reasons for issues in relationship is actually financial challenges. So having that savings, having that breast pocket money can be very, very key, a very key life skills that you should get. Another thing that life doesn't prepare you for is the fact that sometimes the most popular opinions doesn't make it right. So when you go online and you see
many things,
a lot of, teachers and in-laws and coaches,
Online,
it doesn't really mean what they say. Most people give you advices based on their personal experience. Yeah, so these are things that, form the basis of why you should have some life skills before going into any kind of relationship.
Now let's talk about some of these life skills.
Yeah, so the first thing that you should understand is there are several.
Okay.
And one, you should keep aspiring to keep getting better.
Okay.
There's no 5 tips, 6 tips, or 3 tips.
Okay.
But the first thing is understanding yourself. Self-awareness, knowing who you are, and managing yourself is very important. Another thing you should also consider is flexibility. We're in a world where there's so much, information about diversity. So your way is not the only way. Trying to insist you should always be your way or the way you learned it.
Have an open mind.
Have an open mind, exactly. It's very important. And of course, there are several social skills. Communication, very important. Your ability to talk. Sometimes you have to get to that point where you learn assertiveness. And the fact that someone said no doesn't make you a bad person or make you incompetent. Just the way someone can say yes to you is the same way you can get a no. So normalize getting responses, but you cannot normalize it if you do not believe in yourself or believe in your own abilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have pointed out 3 key life skills to us now: social skills, flexibility. Oh, therefore, actually, self-awareness,
exactly.
and then
self-management
self-management
as well.
as well. Now let's talk about why these key life skills are important and how the roles that they play in the success of our relationships.
Yeah. So, you know, when it comes to skills, when it comes to any kind of knowledge or information, you need to be sure. You need to understand, like I said, yourself. Understanding and managing yourself prepares you for the future, prepares you for someone else, prepares you for how you're going to also relate with people. There are, for instance, what we call the 4 C's. Which of them, which consists rather of creative thinking, collaboration, cognitive thinking, and communication as well. So you can see that in everything that we do, communication is very important. Learning to communicate with yourself, learning to communicate with people. If you have a different view from me, it doesn't make you wrong, it doesn't make me right. It's just our ability to understand and meet ourselves in between.
Yeah, but then I feel that with, so there are 2 things that I would like to point out from what you've just said, right? Especially with accepting other people's opinion and, you know, just running with it. And like, it's okay. For some people, it could seem as you're compromising a bit of yourself, which in turn could maybe affect one negatively in a way where you find that you're losing a bit of yourself because you're accepting too much of the other person's, you know, opinions and even their beliefs, which of course sort of has an effect that it, you know, has on you as a person. Your self-awareness, which of course it could also affect your self-awareness and, you know, other life skills that you have, you know, learned along the way.
Yeah, so while you were talking, my mind just went to this story about the 3 little pigs.
Oh.
Yes, so that's how information is.
Okay.
Some of them are meant to, you know, they can't stand the test of time.
Okay.
And the only one that can stand the test of time is because of your own investment in yourself. And that's the one that can stand. So if information comes to you, it comes in the way these pigs try to build their homes. Some of them are like the wild wind. They will sweep you off. Some of them will pull you down. But it's what you believe and what you understand, what you have invested in. Take, for instance, there are people that have intentionally gone out of their way to search for wrong information. And how does it affect them? It doesn't affect just them, it affects those around them.
True.
So that's the thing with information. When you get the wrong information, it actually makes you have some level of assertion or power. But how you use it now obviously tells you the implication of what it would cause.
The approach.
The approach, exactly. Yeah.
Let's talk about some of those life skills. Still going back to the life skills, because that's the key for this discussion. How does one, you know, learn some of these life skills? Someone watching right now is like, I don't know how to go about this. I don't know. What do I do? I want to learn these life skills. I want to use them in impacting and developing myself as an individual. What would you recommend that they do?
Thank you very much for that question. So one of the important things, like I said earlier on, is learning to communicate. There is no harm in searching for information, but your ability to form or have the right tribe or have the right team or have the right people would help you build yourself, would help you get the needed information. If someone comes and tells me, I have 6, like I have, you know, mass of properties. At that time, is that what I want? So you should know what you want per time. It would help you search out the kind of information you need in life.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you here on the show.
Thank you
Whoever
so
thought
much.
that one would need life skills to survive in a relationship?
Absolutely.
It's also very important. Thank you for bringing this key factor to our, you know, awareness this morning.
Thank you.
And it's always a pleasure.
Hello and welcome back. Now, whenever you see me on a Wednesday trying to put gloves on, yeah, you know that it's time for DIY. And we have friend of the house, Oyin Onorinde from Ewa Beauty Store, back with us. And she's going to be showing us something interesting. Have you ever heard of vitamin C serum? Okay, now it has become a fad, something that a lot of people are using now when it comes to skincare. And you've said that we can have our own homemade version.
Right, absolutely. So the vitamin C serum, as we all know, is also like an anti-aging serum.
Okay.
So, and all these ingredients here are plant-based, and they contain natural, pure, skin-boosting ingredients that you can do at the comfort of your home. And now all these ingredients are less expensive, and you don't really need to break the bank in order for you to get a vitamin C serum. And plus, you're going to be getting instant differences.
All right, results.
Results, right.
That's what everybody needs, results.
Right.
So now let's talk ingredients. Now, what do we have here? I have no idea what these ingredients are. Talk to us.
Okay, so this is an easy DIY. So we're not going to get things complicated for people just, you know, getting used to this DIY thing.
Okay.
So we have our plant oils.
Okay.
And then
Plant oils.
Right.
Okay.
And then we have our active ingredients. Right. We have our vitamin C and...
So this vitamin C is in a sachet here.
Yes,
it says here vitamin C, ascorbic acid, which is what vitamin C is.
This is also vitamin
C.
And
it's edible too, right?
No, this is cosmetic grade.
This is cosmetic grade.
Yes, cosmetic grade of vitamin C.
All right. So this is, you mentioned...
this is cetyaryl alcohol.
Okay.
And it contains coconuts and palm oil. Okay. And is a cosmetic grade. And this is like an emulsifier. And this is actually optional. Okay. So now, if you're just starting out formulating, you might not necessarily need to put this cetyaryl alcohol. Okay. But you know, when you're doing things with oil in water or water and oil, and you know oil in water doesn't dissolve, right? So we need like an emulsifier to help mix. You know, mix it properly, but it's optional.
Speaking of mixing, we need to get to the mixing right now because of time. I know that there's measurements and all that. So this I see is seaweed extract gel. Yes. You said earlier that these things are easy to get, but it doesn't sound, I've not seen this on the shelf anywhere. What?
You could do aloe vera gel. There are always options of, you know, the kind of ingredient that you want to use. But, you know, I love to use seaweed extract gel because it has more active ingredients in it and it does a lot of wonders, contains a lot of vitamin A, C, and E. And so I just like to use seaweed, but you could use aloe vera.
What are we mixing first?
We're starting with the oils. So we're going to be using our evening primrose oil.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing 2 tablespoons. Do you want to do it?
Well, sure. You could just pour it in there. So 2 tablespoons of primrose oil.
Right.
If I wanted to use coconut oil, would that work?
I feel coconut oil is a bit heavy on the face. All right. So, but there are other carrier oils that you could use as well. Okay. So 2 tablespoons. You could do, argan oil.
Argan oil. Okay.
Right.
Fantastic.
So there are several oils that you could do. And the next thing is for us to add cetyaryl alcohol.
Which is the emulsifier.
Which is the emulsifier, because this is soluble in oil. Okay. So we want to do the emulsifier.
So you know, on the pack of many of our cosmetics, you always see emulsifier there.
Right.
And now we've actually given people a little insight into what that is about.
Right.
What helps to bind the oils and the water-based. Right. So that's like a teaspoon, right?
Yes, this is just a tiny pinch.
A teaspoon of that?
Right.
Okay.
8 teaspoons of
and that's in
emulsifier, and then we're going to melt.
Okay, you melt it?
Yes, we put them in the hot water.
So now you have your hot water bowl here. Right. So you're just going to leave that in hot water, on top of hot water.
On top of hot water.
Just float
it's that
hot
easy.
Water for
right. It's that easy.
But we're not adding water directly in there.
No, we're not. We're just trying to help it to dissolve. Okay. So that's why we're putting it in hot water.
So while that's happening, what can we do next?
So what we could do next now is we could add our seaweed extract gel. Okay. And like I said, if you don't have access to this, you could do aloe vera gel.
Aloe vera gel.
Aloe vera is very easy to find. So we're probably going to do like a teaspoon.
A teaspoon of, let's say, aloe vera gel. Or
let's say aloe vera gel or seaweed gel. So we're going to put that in the bowl.
A teaspoon.
Yes.
All right.
And then we're going to be doing our vitamin C because this makes all the difference in this recipe.
Okay.
So
this gel is quite thick. It's really interesting. Okay.
It's quite
Interesting
thick.
consistency. How much of that do we need?
We're going to be doing half of a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon.
Right.
Wow. Okay, so it's that concentrated.
Yes, it's that concentrated.
Okay.
So we'll do half
Half
of
a
a teaspoon.
teaspoon.
Just like this.
I didn't know what to expect from the vitamin C because I'm just remembering having flashbacks to my childhood where my mom and dad used to make me chew on these orange-looking vitamin C tablets. This is not the same type of vitamin C.
No, it's not.
Different.
It's different. It's same, vitamin C, but this is the cosmetic grade, the one you use for your skin,
Okay,
not the edible type of vitamin C.
All right.
So
So you've mixed the half a teaspoon of vitamin C and the 1 teaspoon of seaweed gel in there. Now, I think the emulsifier should have melted
a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so let's
we're gonna
Alright.
add this to
this bowl.
yes.
It's
We're
very
gonna
hot.
mix. Okay, you've mixed. Okay,
Yes, I
so
mixed this,
then
yes.
we'll now add this to the bowl,
All right.
just like this.
Straight in.
Straight in.
Okay, fantastic.
So.
Great.
And then the next thing is for us to mix a little bit for us to get a nice consistency.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any of the emulsifier anymore.
Right.
And I'm not seeing any change in color or anything like that.
Right.
It's just looks like transparent liquid right now.
Right.
So you have with you a mixer. What are we?
Okay, so unfortunately I don't have a smaller mixer. It's just for us to, mix up, for us to have a good viscosity.
Okay.
on
So
this.
you want it to be thick.
Yes, a little bit thick.
So now this is a wand mixer.
Right.
Makes quite a bit of noise. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it didn't really thicken as much as I would have liked.
Yeah, but
Because I think
eventually
the quantity is not really getting to
into the it will eventually.
eventually?
Yes, it will
Okay,
eventually.
let's see.
So you need to put it a little bit longer.
Woo. Of course, if you don't have a wand mixer, you can always use a blender or a mini mixer that you have at home.
Yes, you could do whatever kind of mixer that you have at home. So, and then we mix up a little bit, and then we add our essential oil.
Which oils did you bring
So
today?
we are going to be doing a sweet orange essential oil.
Sweet orange.
Yes. So
Honestly, do you know, before we started all these DIYs, I didn't even know all these things existed in the market. Like, I'm
right,
just
they do actually.
find all these things. Okay.
Yeah. So we're
All
going to
right.
be doing 6 drops of our sweet orange essential oil.
It does smell
Smells
like
nice,
sweet
right?
orange. 6 drops.
Yes,
Yeah?
6 drops.
All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3,
three,
4,
5,
5, 6.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So
All right.
you mix up together, and then we use our mixer again, and then we pour in our dropper bottle.
Oh, goodness me. All right, so now, at this point, because of time, I don't think we should use a mixer, but we
Okay.
do have quite an interesting consistency here. Let's just pour everything into the bottle right now.
Right.
And there we have it. Let's see. Woo, your very own homemade vitamin C
C oil.
serum. So when should I use this? In the morning, in the night?
You can use twice a day, in the morning and night, for better efficacy, efficiency.
night?
Yes, morning and night
All
does a
right.
better job. And you just take a little bit and, just pour all over your face.
Oh my goodness. It's a bit oily. Sorry.
That's fine.
All right.
So you just, just take a little bit of this,
Okay.
and then you pour
On your
face.
So at night, it's good at night?
Yes, it's good at night, and you could also use in the morning as well.
Okay.
So if you have a moisturizer, you could do your moisturizer. You could do your moisturizer first, and then you use a vitamin C serum,
Okay.
and then you're gonna use your sun skin protector.
Okay.
So your sunscreen protector. So that's the last thing you do, and then that gives you a flawless skin.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Oyin, for showing us this, your very own homemade vitamin C serum. Yeah, looks great. And it's quite a lot too.
Right.
All right then, guys. Hope you learned something. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We have our team in the kitchen standing by.
In May, we have crowned our chef of the year already. And this is the reason why Chef April is our Chef of the Year.
Yes.
She put together this lovely, and you need to see how this looks. This is beautiful. It's cake here, but it's designed as though
English breakfast.
it's
an
English
English breakfast.
breakfast.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We appreciate
welcome.
this. I mean, this is lovely. And that's it. Oh, you can see it there. This is from Chef April to the Wake Up Nigeria team. This is so beautiful. Oh, man, I feel like we should just do our anniversary again this time. This is lovely. This is lovely. Oh, I take that shot. Titi, what do you think about this? Oh, Chef April.
So many pictures to take of that.
Oh, man, just so many. Chef April. Oh, too much. Too much. And by the way, with our small shops, there's still quite a lot to be done, but we already have our puff out. We're frying our chicken, our samosa, and our spring rolls almost ready. You'll get to see it on social media, so just on our social media handles, we'll get to show you how it fully looks. But thank you, Chef April. It was a pleasure having you.
Well, you have touched the spot. Of Nigeria team.
All right.
And it's a wrap on the show, guys. Thank you to all our guests for being amazing. Thank you so much. And, well, we'll see you again tomorrow, same time, 7 a.m. Have a beautiful day. Mwah. Bye-bye.